Here's how you can basically guarantee that any business will want to work with you, and they'll work with you for a long time and pay you a lot of money. So, just to give you a little context here, what you're seeing on the screen is a conversation I was having with a friend of mine who he does a lot of cold outreach like I do. He outreached somebody, and the prospect came back and said, "Cost?" question mark. And then my friend here said, "Let me give you results first." And then there was no response, so he followed up with, "Can you connect over a Zoom call so that you have a better understanding, so that I have a better understanding of your goals?" And then the guy responded, "No, sorry. I asked a question to learn to I asked a question, learn to answer questions when busy people have them. That's a lesson for you in sales, brother. Wishing you the best, okay? Stay blessed." So the mistake my friend here made, and what I told him, is that his first message was, "Let me give you results first." That's a bad way to position your offer, because you're essentially, he's saying he wants to know what the cost is, and you're saying to him, "Let me give you the results first." But that makes it sound like you're going to charge him immediately afterward, which just sounds bad, because by default, if you're cold outreaching people, by default, you are a scammer. That's just how it works. If you have no reputation, you don't have like an online following, you're not a known name, somebody didn't recommend your name, and then you cold outreach somebody, that person you outreached by default assumes you're a scammer because you have no reputation. So even if they aren't consciously thinking this person is trying to scam me, they know nothing about you. Your reputation is zero. And so you can't just say, "Hey, let me give you results first," because that implies you're going to charge them right after. There should be no charges involved. So I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars online at this point, from my agency, from marketing work, for doing work for other businesses. And how I got these clients, before I had any case studies, before I had any content that I was putting out, like this video, before any of that, I would cold outreach people. I would offer them stuff for free. I would usually give them a free gift. And then I would build reputation and trust with that one person before any transactions were made. I would help them. I would help them make money. I would solve problems for them, get a back and forth, build rapport, build reciprocity, and then later ask them for money. The best example, and the example I talk about all the time, is one of the businesses that I'm currently working with. My biggest clients paid me more money than anybody else. They're consistently paying me every month on a retainer. I worked for them completely for free for a year before they started paying me. Now, that's not ideal. I don't recommend you do that. But when I outreach these people, I saw the potential in their business. I saw problems that I could solve. I saw the potential money they could be making. And so I just decided, you know what? I got free time. Let me just do work for these guys. Let me build that reputation. Let me learn some skills. Let me get inside their business, help them solve real world problems, and then I'll get paid later. In my mind, I was like, I'll get paid in like a month. But it just didn't work out. I ended up doing a bunch of stuff for them. It didn't really pan out to be very, very profitable. I was solving problems. I was saving them time, but it just wasn't like lucrative enough. So I never really charged them money. But then as time went on and I got better integrated into their business, I understood their niche a little bit more. I started solving more problems and making them more money. Then I eventually was like, "Hey, if you guys pay me, you can get more consistent work and make even more money." And they agreed, because at that point, I had already established a reputation with them. I wasn't a stranger anymore. I wasn't some random scammer on the internet. I had already established myself. And so what I told my friend here, and what I'll tell you, is obviously don't work for somebody for free for a year. That's ridiculous. That was a weird edge case thing that happened with me, and it worked out. But you do have to do some free work. If you're cold outreaching and you have zero reputation, you're gonna have to work for free to some extent. You're gonna have to offer them something up front, like a free gift of some free, a welcome sequence that you wrote for them or a lead magnet that you created for them. You're gonna have to do it for free because they don't know you. Why would they pay you? They get offers. If they're a big business, they're making money. They get offers all the time, probably every week from random strangers on the internet. So in order to stand out, you got to go above and beyond what those people are doing. And so what I will often do, like I said, is I'll cold outreach somebody. I'll make them an offer. I'll make it basically no risk, none. I'll save them time. I'll solve them problems. I'll make them money. And I make nothing. But then I build that trust. And then I work my way into some aspect of their business. And they know me now. And now I can be like, hey, I made you this much money last month. If you want to make even more, let's work out a deal. Pay me 10%. And then there you go. And it sounds very simple, but I guarantee you, I talk to people doing cold outreach all the time. Nobody's doing this. People just send these mass blasts out where they're just like, hey, I'm going to give you leads. You pay me based on whatever, appointments, performance. It's just a random offer. There's no credibility. There's no trust. And so most business owners are scrolling through their inbox on Twitter or on their email on Instagram, and they're just seeing all these offers from scammers, essentially. They're not literally scammers, but they might as well be because they all have zero reputation from the perspective of this business owner. So in order to stand out in that sea, you've got to do something for them, for the business owner. You have to actually help them before you can start talking about money and performance-based stuff. So if you're going to do lead gen for a business, you have to actually do the work for them way in advance, get that reputation, that relationship built. And then the business owner will be like, okay, this guy's clearly making me money. I'm not going to get rid of him. In fact, it would cost me money to get rid of him. So I'm going to just hire him. And that's what's happened to me with all of my clients. That's how I got clients. That's how I've retained them for a long time. So do that. Do stuff for people.